በስመ አብ ወወልድ ወመንፈስ ቅዱስ አሐዱ አምላክ አሜን። ከፀሐይ መውጫ እስከ ፀሐይ መግቢያ የእግዚአብሔር ስም የተመሰገነ ይሁን። Blessed be the name of the Lord from the rising of the sun to the setting of the sun. How are you this morning?
Thanks to God.
እንደምን አደራችሁ? How are you all doing this morning?
Thanks to God.
Amen. ረጅም ዕድሜና ጤና ይስጣችሁ. May God grant you all to live long and to live well. Today, according to the Bethlehem or Bethlehem tradition of South Gondar's Dukwa Certification House, today's Mazmur goes like this. So you're going to repeat after me. Dansa Egariho Lazna Sobayzannen Zina Yitfesehu Nadaya Sobayzannen Zina Yisagiru Ruhova. Okay, that's enough. Sometimes we get thrown off. In older Amarinya, we use a b more than a b. So zinam, and you hear that. Sometimes you meet people named Zannaba, Zannabich with a B, and we say that a lot. But in older Amharic, and in Giz is with an M. So I know you probably know that word already. The basic teaching of Qudus Yared's Mazmur, appointed for today in the Bethlehem school, is that the Lord will provide. So if you take away nothing else from what I'm going to say, remember this great biblical phrase. In the Hebrew, some people say Jehovah Jireh, but it's the Lord will provide. So the sound of the foot of the rain, or the foot of the rain, let out a sound, let out a yelp, let out a voice, let out a barbaric yelp, whatever you want to say. When it is raining, the poor or the needy rejoice or are happy. When it is raining, the hungry are filled. The hungry are satisfied. The hungry are made content. So this time in our church calendar is Zemen Kremt. Here, it's pretty hot outside because our seasons are different. But when our church calendar was made, it was made when this time of the year, if you go to Ethiopia, it's kind of confusing. Because in Amarinya, Baga is the dry season and Kremt is the rainy season. But I don't know if we're talking about here or there. If we're talking about over there, it's the rainy season. So our fathers who prepared the church calendar, and particularly Qudus Yared in his songs, found ways to relate the mystery of the gospel to the weather outside. So when you would see that the plants are dying or they're dead, it's an example or an illustration about how that is the fate of all humankind. But when you see the rain water them and they come and the beautiful plants begin to blossom, it's a reminder of the resurrection, of the fact that we will be raised from the dead by God, so that he may judge us again, either unto death or unto life. But the key part of this mazmur, or of this spiritual song, is that today we have very strong buildings, we have air conditioners, we have heaters, we have a lot of things. Even in back home in Ethiopia, some people poke fun at it, but they have weather machines where they try to control the rain even more and spread it more. We have a lot of things that we do to control the weather. When Qudus Yared was writing this, he didn't have that. So when people had less and less control over the weather, their day-to-day existence, whether they're going to live or not, is something that they didn't know. It wasn't guaranteed. There was a lot of uncertainty. They didn't know what was going to happen. And the rain is what they were dependent on for whether they were going to live or not. So it says here that the Nadab, the needy, rejoicing. They're joyful. They're happy whenever it's raining. I don't know if you kids are like this, but when I was a kid, people used to sing rain songs. Even here in America, they would sing, not spiritual, but they're rain songs. Some people would say, rain, rain, go away. Don't come back to another day. That was a song we used to sing when we were kids. I don't know if you guys still sing that. It's the opposite. Here, in Kadusiare's song, they wouldn't say go away, they would say come, we need the rain. Because the rain, another word for rain in the songs of Kadusiare is barakat, is a blessing. The rain is considered a blessing. The rain is considered mercy. Sometimes you hear in our mazmur, Yemirat Zina, or the rain of mercy. Because that rain is the provision of God. God is providing rain so that the grass can grow, so that the crops can grow. And why is that? Just because we like crops growing? No, because that's where our food comes from. The food that we make with our own hands comes from the ground, comes from the earth. The food, manna, that God provides from the skies, from the heaven, is made by Him alone. And we don't have control of that. So the things that we do have control of, even when we think we have control, we're not fully in control because we need the rains to help our products, our crops, our food, our grains, so they can come in our tummies and our bellies, and we can be nourished and live and be sustained from one day to the next. So this is why it says that the hungry are made content. The hungry are satisfied. The hungry are fulfilled. The Ruban. They're fulfilled because God has provided rain for them. So it's a good example that you could look at any situation you're in and see, what is God's role in this situation? How is the Lord providing for me today? How is the Lord taking me from one day to the next? And when you understand He is the one who has provided life for you in the past. He is the one who is providing life for you in the present. And that He is the one who will provide you life in the future. You begin to change your attitude to one of gratitude. You become a person who lives their life thankful for every second, for every breath, and yes, for every single time it rains. And I used to hate it as a kid. Usually when I would go to Ethiopia as a kid, it was during Kram. And I used to hate it because it would rain every day. And I'm like, man, sometimes I leave Addis Ababa, go to Derinawa, because there you really see 13 months of sunshine. I think it would rain once or twice when I'm out there. But in Addis Ababa, you get the rain, the chika, the mud that comes with it, and I would complain as a kid. But as I got older, I became more grateful. Especially living in the desert of Southern California, you realize that rain is a good thing. Even now, the government of California has certain restrictions on how much water you can put on your front yard. And the reason they do that is because there's so little rain, so little mercy, so little provision here. So the next time you see rain, remember that God provides the life that you have, and thank Him for it. Say, thank you, Lord, and live your life in accordance with that. If you're thanking Him and your thanksgiving of Him is always in your thoughts, always in your words, it's bound to also be in your deeds, in your actions, in how you treat people. Grateful people are not grumpy people. So hopefully you'll retain that attitude of gratitude the next time that you see the rain, and you'll rejoice with the needy, and you will be fulfilled and content and satisfied alongside the hungry. በእውነት ያለ ሐሰት ለእግዚአብሔር ምስጋና ይግባው።